Keeps control for Thompson. Pass for Stevens, wide open underneath in the basket. Great pass.
Backs down, now kicks out, up top to the left side, Caden Dahl. Dahl hesitates, then takes the three and knocks it home good. Dahl to get the turn. Carr trying to keep those legs underneath, then Cassette gets him down, and there's the pin.
Rebounded by Kendra Severson. Severson, here comes Bevins back the other way. Bevins, little contact, roll it in, good for Elena Bevins, and we're tied.
Through and Zeller with an excuse me bump, and here goes Semp for takeoff.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying solutions for these limiting factors. Agassiz Precision Ag, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
All right, welcome everybody here to liveevent.com. We are here for North Dakota girls wrestling this evening between the Lisbon Broncos and the Bismarck Century Patriots. So Broncos coming off the tournament up in Carrington on Friday, along with Bismarck Century. So they battled it out up there at the tournament, and they're here for a duel. Both teams head tomorrow to the Border Brawl over in Ashley Wishick. So both teams attending that tournament tomorrow, but they're here today inside the Lisbon Armory for a duel. Looking at Bismarck Century coming into this, or coming off of last year. They placed 5th at the state tournament. 2023, they placed 6th. This year, they're bringing back 6 returning state qualifiers and 8 returning state qualifiers. They bring back at 100 pounds Sydney Huber, state qualifier. 118 pounds Ella Wald, placed 8th at state last year. 106 pounds is Bailey Federer, placed 8th at state last year. 170 pound state qualifier Paige Spamer. 112 pound Vivian Backer, state qualifier, and then 190 pound Michaela Stordahl. So that's the firepower that Bismarck Century will bring into this duel. Lisbon brings back 8 returning state qualifiers, with 3 of those being state place winners. So 8 returning state qualifiers and 3 state place winners coming back. You have Ava Carblum that placed 3rd at 148 pounds. Cole Roster placed 8th at 190. And then Emerson Schwab placed 5th at 130 pounds for the Broncos last year. And then your other state qualifiers, you have Melina Rebsum, Alexis Ranke, Nevaeh Buffett, Arlie Romerman, and Veda Carbon, your other state qualifiers back on the squad this year. Not wrestling out for this season, or more than likely out for this season, is Adeline Hansen. So Adeline last year placed in the state tournament actually two-time state place winner for the Broncos, but she's out with an injury and likely not to return the rest of the season. So the Broncos doing without and one of their standout wrestlers in Adeline Hansen, and just back here with those 8 returning state qualifiers and 3 state place winners to do battle today with the Bismarck Century Patriots. So that's what you have here on yourliveevent.com. We're just probably about 5 minutes away from our opening matches and likely have our national anthem inside the gymnasium before our matches, so may have to step away for that. But we'll take a break, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Hey, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com. I'd just like to mention our feature sponsors this evening. We have Bank North, your scoreboard sponsors, Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth, and broadcasting you today from the Armory, top row of the Armory on the south side of the gymnasium. Then we have your Agassiz Ag Precision move of the match and our Enbridge Energy wrestler of the match, along with our Olson Accounting dual recap here on yourliveevent.com. So just like to thank our feature sponsors and all our ad sponsors this evening, bringing you North Dakota girls wrestling here at the varsity level. Also have three post-lim matches scheduled. So go with our main duel starting at 190 pounds, and then we'll go back through ending at 170. That'll be kind of one of those feature matches here between Ava Carblum and Bernita Myers. We'll wrestle the last match. We'll start at 190 and then end at 170. And your prelim matches at the end, you have Addison Booman taking on Bailey Federer, Lily Olster against Gwen Kostelecki, and Aurora Shelton versus Vivian Baxter. So we'll see if we have enough time to bring those two. We also have to head over for the GOAT game over in the Lisbon main gymnasium. So two boys basketball and girls basketball game over there. So we may not get those post matches in, but the main dual matches will start at 190 pounds. And that match will feature Cora Oster and Gwen Kostelecki, 100 pounds Melina Rebsum and Taylor Clearly. 106 pounds your matchup is Scout Fredericks and Vivian Baker. 112 pounds, 7th grader Maddie Crellin for the Broncos against Ella Wald. 118 pounds Arlie Romerman against Sydney Huber. 124 Presley Johnson against Gabriella Huffaker. 130, both teams are open. 136 Broncos have Emerson Schwab. Bismarck Century is open. 142 Veda Carblum versus Paige Spamer, and 148 pounds. Both teams are open. 155 Lisbon's open, and Bismarck Century with Addie Grunike. 170 pounds Ava Carblum for the Broncos, and Bernita Myers will close out the duel here inside our main gymnasium, or inside the Omni. And wrestlers and coaches is just starting to kind of settle into their sides of the mat. We're about a minute away from our opening match on yourliveevent.com. We'll step away, take another word from our sponsors.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Just waiting to get through our face-off here, announcing our opening lineups here on yourliveevent.com. Just going to go back through the Lisbon lineup at 100 pounds. We're going to have Melina Rebson, 106, Scout Fredericks, 112, Maddie Crellin, 118, Arlie Romerman, 124, Presley Johnson. 130 pounds for the Broncos is open. 136, Emerson Schwab. 142 is Veda Carblum for Lisbon. 148, the Broncos are open. 55, Broncos are open. 170 is Ava Carblum. 190, Cora Oster, and heavyweight is Ella Sad. Your Bismarck Century lineup at 100 pounds is Taylor Cleary, 106, Vivian Baker, 112, Ella Wald, 118, Sydney Huber, 124, Gabriella Huffaker, 130 and 136. Bismarck Century is open. 142 is Paige Spamer, 148 is open for Bismarck Century. 155, Addie Grunick. 170 is Bernita Myers. 190 is Gwen Kostelecki. And your heavyweight or 250-pound wrestler is Michaela Stordahl. And that is your starting lineups for each team in this today's duel on yourliveevent.com. So still looking at going through our starting lineups as both teams in action tomorrow at the Border Brawl in Ashley Wishick. So they will go ahead and have more wrestling action tomorrow for both teams.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullison Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
All right, welcome back, folks. YourLiveEvent.com. Today's duel, Bismarck Century versus Lisbon Bronco. Here from inside the Lisbon Armory, otherwise known as the Omni, here for wrestling. Some of your older wrestling fans out there in Bronco land. And just going through the lineups. Had to cut away there quick, going through the national anthem. So we just cut away, did our national anthem. We're back here as they're going through their starting lineups inside the Lisbon High School Old Gymnasium, otherwise known as the Armory or the Omni. Some of our wrestling fans out there. Well, the wrestlers out there going through the starting lineups in the face-off. We will have some post-live matches scheduled. We have 3 of those after a main duel. Duel will start at 190 pounds today. Broncos bring back in their squad. They have 8 returning state qualifiers, 3 of those state place winners. Last year at the state tournament, they had Melina Rebsum at 100 pounds. 106 was Harley Romerman. 130, Emerson Schwab. 142, Alexis Rankin. 148, Ava Carblum placed 3rd. Schwab placed 5th. Vita Carblum at 155 was a state qualifier. 170 was Nevaeh Buffett, state qualifier. And 190 pounds with 8th place finisher Cora Oster. So back those wrestlers back in the Broncos wrestling squad for Bismarck Century. They also bring back 6 returning state qualifiers, with 4 of those returning state place winners for Bismarck Century. At 100 pounds, they had Sidney Huber, state qualifier. 106 was Bailey Federer, placed 8th. 112, Vivian Backer was a state qualifier. 118, Ella Wald, placed 8th at state tournament for Bismarck. 170, Paige Spamer, placed 8th at 170. And Michaela Stordown placed 3rd at 190 pounds. Looking at your starting lineups, just go back through those once again. At 100 pounds, we have Melena Rebson versus Taylor Clearly. 106, Scout Fredericks versus Vivian Baker. 112, Maddie Krellin versus Ella Wald. 118, Arlie Rommerman versus Sidney Huber. 124, Presley Johnson against Gabriella Huffaker. 130, both teams are open. 136 is Emerson Schwab. Bismarck Century's open. 142 for the Broncos is Veda Carnival versus Paige Spamer. 148, both teams are open. 155, Lisbon's open. For Bismarck Century, it's Addie Grunike. 170 is Ava Carbon versus Bernita Myers. 190, Cora Oster versus Gwen Kostelik. And heavyweights, Ella Sad versus Michaela Stordahl. And we're starting the duel at 190 pounds. So that'll feature Cora Oster for the Broncos, taking on Gwen Kostelecki. So Kostelecki for Bismarck Century. Core last year at the state tournament, placed 8th for the Broncos. See Kostelecki, an 8th grader for Bismarck Century, taking on the junior Cora Oster. So the Broncos in their lineup with 10 juniors in their lineup. So looking for another year of growth for the Broncos. And then next year, really put the foot on the gas with those seniors that they'll have returning back for their squad. So here's our first matchup. We're at 190 pounds. So we will keep the dual score up on the screen. And match score, we'll just keep you informed here. With Kostelecki and Oster. So match just underway. Minute 45 into the first period. Tight collar ties. Oster pushes Kostelecki back. The wrestler's going back into collar ties. Nice. A little snap of the head by Kostelecki. Here's Oster. Still just holding the center of the mat. Oster, a little snap down. And just look for her to follow that back up next time. A little duck under, trying to slide by. Nice drop down to a single leg here by Oster. Trying to turn the corner on Kostelecki. Gets behind her, but not able to secure the takedown. Kostelecki, good scramble back up to her feet before Oster could control her in the top position. So it's still scoreless in the first with 50 seconds remaining. So Oster back, working that snap, and the head's going to go over the top. And over the top has Kostelecki around the head, grabbing the chin, potentially danger, illegal. Oh, she's covering the mouth. So that'll go 1 point. So 1 point to Kostelecki on the penalty. The final 5 seconds ticking off the clock. And that'll do it for the first period, the first match of this evening at 190 pounds between Cora Oster and Gwen Kostelecki. So we're going neutral here with Kostelecki's choice. She leads 1-0 after the first period. Here's Oster going back over the top. This time she kind of has it cradled up, has the arm on the near side around the front, kind of like a front headlock position. Going to try to hit a trip on Kostelecki. Now she turns the corner. So a nice trip. Puts Kostelecki down there. Is controlling her from the cop. Secures the 3-point takedown for the Broncos. So she has the 3-1 lead. It's our opening match. Goes a half Nelson hooked up on Kostelecki. It's deep. She's going to turn her over. So here's Ulster working for the fall on Kostelecki. And up over the top, just has to settle in. Has the arm stretched out. And working for the pin with 1:07 remaining in the first period. In the second period. A pin for co-Ulster. The Broncos at 190 pounds. Put the Broncos up early in this one, 6-0. They mentioned both teams active tomorrow at the Border Brawl in Ashley Wishick area tomorrow. A large number of teams wrestling in that tournament, North Dakota, South Dakota teams. So here's Ellis Ad wrestling Michaela Stordalen. So Sad and Stordalen in a collar tie. So Sad, the sister of assistant coach Taylon Sad out there. Taylon, a state place winner for the Broncos years ago. Oh, back in Lisbon coaching and teaching. So Sad had it. Working on a snap down. It goes to that snap down again one more time. So Sad being aggressive. And now a minute remaining in the first period. Still scoreless. Broncos up in the duel 6-0. And we're at heavyweight. So Sad still working. Up over the top. Down to 45 seconds. Another snap down by Ella Sad. Has an over on the near side now. And it turned her hips, but now we'll get some back squared up with Stordalen. Michaela Stordalen. Returning state place winner, placed third, if I have my stats correct, at the state tournament last year. So Sad and Stordalen. Here's Stad working a trip. Another good trip here by Ella Sad. Kind of using the technique that Ulster put into play in that opening match. She has the 3-0 lead as time expires, so Sad scores at the end of the period. She's taking on returning state place winner for Bismarck Century, and Michaela Stordalen placed third last year at the state tournament. She's in the bottom position. 2 minutes on the clock in the second period. Sad leads 3-0. So Sad last year not making the state tournament for the Bronco this year. She's out here battling. She has the 3-0 lead, but now Stordalen with the reversal goes right to work. Picks up the 2-point reversal, fires off the bottom on Sad. 3-2s here scored. Sad just trying to hold her base with 1:42 on the clock. She's gonna sit through. Now broken down to her belly. Here's Stordalen gonna go to work with a half. That's probably one of the go-to moves to get into these heavier weights, that power half. You see it a lot. Doesn't matter if it's boys or girls. Just stick the forearm in the back of your head and run the half under the arm. And now Stordalen able to work that hand in underneath the arm of Sad. Still trying to work it in. Sad leaving those arms a little bit wide. Stordalen goes to break her down. Now Goes power half on the far side. Is going to roll Elisad over. She has Sad going to her back with 55 seconds remaining in the second period. There's Stordahl working for the pin for Bismarck Century, trying to tie it up in the duel. Sad trying to bridge out of it. Down to 45 seconds in the pin for Michaela Stordahl in the second period. So 3:16 is the pin for Stordahl. So now tied up at 6, going into 100 pounds. So Ribsum for the Broncos last year, state qualifier. And Taylor Cleary for Bismarck Century. Ribsum snaps the head down, trying to turn the corner, but Cleary, nice recovery. A good scramble by Cleary to get stood back up to her feet. Still in the scramble with Ribsum, who has the leg with Cleary. Now Ribsum's going to double it up. Trying to finish the takedown and scores 3 points for Melina Ribsum of the Broncos. She gets the first points on the board. As the duel is tied up at 6 apiece. Had pinned in the second period in our first 2 matches. Here at your Olson Accounting match recap. Here with Cora Oster and Gwen Kostelecki. Oster won by second period fall. And at heavyweight, it was Michaela Stordahl for Bismarck Century, winning by fall in the second period. 3:16 mark, tying their duel up at 6 points apiece. And that's a 1-point escape. And now a 3-1's your score with the escape by Cleary. 4-2. So I think I missed a point here. And now another takedown by Ribsum. So Marina Ribsum putting together a couple nice takedowns. Has a 7-2 lead. And Cleary, they're trying to tripod up and out of it, but Ribsum takes her down to the mat, working a half Nelson on the near side. Cleary is able to gain some wrist control, stands back up. Over 7-2, now possible class, but the official not around in time to see it. It is up on your Bank North scoreboard. At the end of the period on your Bank North scoreboard, Melina Ribsum for the Broncos leads 7-2. Your dual score tied up at 6. So Ribsum in the top position, clearly chooses bottom to start her second period. Ribsum up by 5. Nice sit out, but Ribsum's able to kind of crunch up Cleary. Now Cleary stands up to her feet, trying to hit the escape, and does. So clears the hands. Hit Pius away. Now shoots on a single on Ribsum, but Ribsum just a little bit too fast here. But now good recovery again by Cleary, as they've had some good scrambles in that position. Ribsum coming out on top both times. So another 3-point takedown. Now it's 10-3 in favor of Ribsum for the Broncos. So we're at 100 pounds. So tied up at 100 pounds. With Ribsum leads 10-4 after the escape by Cleary. Now Ribsum's in on a single leg. Gonna try to run it over. Turns the corner. And the 3-point takedown for Ribsum. So their score up on your Bank North scoreboard now 13-4. Ribsum trying to pick up a near fall, so no. Still stuck 13-4, and now a 1-point escape for Cleary. So Cleary with the 1-point escape, and now she scores a 3-point takedown. We're 13-8 your score. So Cleary down by 5. She closes the gap with Ribsum here in the second period, and technical violation looking like a full Nelson. Down to 19 seconds remaining in the second period. So we're 19 seconds on the clock in the second period, tied up at 6 in the duel on the Bank North scoreboard. 14-8 now with that penalty point for Rebsum. And Rebsum with the escape and the takedown at the end of the period. She's up now 18-8. And back to her feet with Rebsum up by 10 points on the Bank North scoreboard. And that'll do it on the end of the second period, as we're broadcasting to you live from our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth inside the Lisbon Armory. I have to move over to the main gymnasium for tonight's basketball games, boys and girls basketball games, the Mother of all Goat games coming to your liveevent.com. Here's Rebsum now with the takedown. Has it locked up tight in the third period. She's up 21-8. And tried, now has a half Nelson locked up. Almost went full Nelson, but able to pull that hand out before going back across the neck on the far side. She has a 21-8 lead. You gotta lock up a cradle and puts Cleary to her back, working for a fall. This is a tight cradle with a minute 20 remaining in the third period. Here at 100 pounds. Started the duel at 190, and that's a pin for Melina Rebsum in the third period. So 4:44 in the third period for Rebsum. Now Broncos with the lead 12-6 going into 106 pounds. So here's Scout Fredericks for the Broncos. Scout not able to turn the corner. Is working on a single leg, going to drive it out of bounds. Scout just got to get behind her, keeping that foot in bounds. So good awareness by Fredericks. Kept that foot in bounds instead of chasing Ella Wald out. So here's Fredericks for the Broncos. Trying to turn the corner again. Now called out of bounds with the action here at 106 pounds. Scout Fredericks from Enderlin, North Dakota. Wrestling Vivian Baker for Bismarck Century. I should say Vivian Backer, last year's state qualifier. Here's Fredericks. Had the claw hooked up here, but Backer's going to try to turn the corner. It's Fredericks, hip ice back through. She gets on top now for the three-point takedown. Fredericks last year for the Broncos missing the state tournament at 100 pounds. It's an 8th grader for the Broncos. Now has a 3-0 lead here with Vivian Backer for Bismarck Century. Now a 1-point escape for Backer after the takedown. The Broncos coming out. Looks like they're doing a lot of work on their feet here. Seen some nice takedowns. Looking tough on their feet. Start things out in this duel. Secured a number of takedowns. And an escape now, looking for the reversal of Scout Fredericks. And Fredericks with the 2-point reversal. Nice job for Scout with the reversal. Or excuse me. Score is 6-1. She has a cradle as time expires in the first period, but she had that cradle locked up. So Fredericks' choice, she chooses neutral to start. She has a 6-1 lead. So here's Frederick with a minute 56 in the second period, just to start here with our Olson Accounting match recap. I'll try to recap that after the duel after the end of this period, or as we transition into that third period. But we are at 106 pounds with Scout Fredericks for the Broncos, up 6-1. And a nice little snap down. Tried to hit the goal behind, but not able to get up. Has it doubled up on Backer. Backer is able to sprawl out. So Scout just a little bit too high up, I think, on the legs. And that double. Otherwise, everything else looked like it was a good double leg, just not able to elevate it and return Backer now. Now Backer with the takedown scores 6-4. So 6-4 is the score. It was 6-1. Now she has a screwdriver locked up on Fredericks. Fredericks has a hard long timer to fight off her back, down to 50 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Fredericks and Backer. Backer with the fall for the Century Patriots. That's in the second period. So at the 3:16 mark, another pin for the Patriots. So Maddie Krellin for the Broncos. And Ella Wald for Century. You're here at 112 pounds. So we're tied up in the duel, and a big mat return for Wald. Takes Krellin down to her back, so feet to back for Wald at 112 pounds. And a quick pin. That was 112 pounds. So quick pin for Wald. Now 18-12 is the score. In favor of Bismarck Century. So we're at 118 pounds. So Arlie Romerman and Sydney Huber going at it at 118. Romerman returning state qualifier for Lisbon. It's a Huber last year's state qualifier at 100 pounds for Bismarck Century, wrestling 118. So this match with a minute 33 on the clock at 118 pounds, started the duel at 190. There's Roberman down, nice high crotch fireman's. So the nice fireman's carry by Romerman scores a 3-point takedown. Has the cradle locked up, but reversed over the top here for Huber. Here Romerman didn't have the cradle locked up on Huber, and she was able to power through and roll through on Romerman. Now Huber working for the fall. So Huber has it. Reverse half locked up on Romerman. Here 49 seconds remaining in this first period. A pin for Huber. And Century gaining ahead of steam after that win at 106 pounds. You've secured 3 pins in a row. So we're 24-12. So 124 pounds here with Bismarck and the Broncos. Presley Johnson, their second year wrestling out there for the Broncos. Wrestling Gabriella Huffaker for Century. Here's Johnson up over the top. A lot of pressure. She kind of goes down to her knees, kind of bad position. Once she went down to her knees, she gave the leverage to Huffaker, and Huffaker secures the 3-point takedown. So she had the takedown potentially dangerous. So 1 point goes to Johnson. 24-12 is the score with 1:25 remaining in the first period. Off the whistle. The half Nelson. Oh, it looked like thought she had stuck in the half Nelson on the near side, but Huffaker now working on the far side with that power half. As the forearm dug in the back of the neck. Johnson back down. Her belly down on the mat. Here's Huffaker working the half Nelson on the near side. Has it hooked in deep. Johnson trying to counter. You got to pick your head up, look away, and peel. But Huffaker has it rolled over and working for the pin, and that is called a pin by the official, Scott Carblum, at 124 pounds. 30-12. Going into 130, both teams are open.
Both teams are open at 130. We will go to 136.
And 136 is Schwab for Lisbon.
Schwab wins by forfeit. 147.
So you're at 142 pounds. So 142 is Veda Carblum and Paige Spamer.
Paige Spoomer and Veda Carblum.
So 30-18 is your dual score. So we're at 142 pounds. And here's Spamer with the takedown. So she leads 3-0 at the 1:28. Spamer working for the fall. She has Carblum. It rolled over, caught the head and the arm on the far side. And the win by fall, it's 36-18 in favor of the Bismarck Century Patriots.
Winner by fall, Paige Spoomer.
And 148 pounds, I think. Both teams are open at 148. So 155, Broncos are open. Addie Grunike for Bismarck Century receives a forfeit.
Addie Gensrick.
Oh.
Lisbon is open.
.148 open for both teams.
170.
155, Broncos are open. So Addie Grensrick.
For Bismarck, Bernita Myers, and for Lisbon, Ava Carblum.
So here's Ava Carblum for the Broncos at 170 pounds. 42-18 is the score. So it's the last match of the duel between the Broncos and the Patriots. 42-18, Carblum coming out for championship at the Carrington Girls Al Larson Invitational Tournament. Wrestling Bernita Myers. Here's Myers. Had a double up on Carblum. She's able to step away. There's Carblum back, working over the top, has the head and arm caught on Bernita Myers. He's trying to snap her down, pull her down to the mat with 1:01 remaining on the clock. And here's Carblum at the win by fall in 106.
Winner by fall, Ava Carblum.
So 106. Winner by fall for the Broncos in the first period. Final dual score It's 42-24. So that's your final score, 42-24, with Ava Carblum and Bernita Myers as the final match at 170 pounds, with Carblum for the Broncos winning by fall on them, 106. We will step away, take a word from our sponsors on YourLiveEvent.com.
Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good students from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful, innovative opportunities for students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District, from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbon.k12.nd.us.
All right, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com. Your final dual score, 42-24 in favor of the Bismarck Century Patriots over the Lisbon Broncos. North Dakota girls wrestling this evening. I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsor here with Bank North. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping the customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities we serve. They're more than just a bank. Bank North is a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. So Bank North, our scoreboard sponsor, your final score, 42-24. Bismarck Century over the Lisbon Broncos. You go into your Olson Accounting recap. If you need help with your monthly accounting payroll, let Cindy and her staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for all your tax and accounting needs. Go to colsoncpa.com. This is your Olson Accounting dual recap between the Broncos and the Bismarck Century Patriots as we're going through our postal matches. At 190 pounds. This is your first weight class. So the duel opened up at 190 pounds. It was Cora Ulster against Gwen Kostelecki. And Ulster secured the first period fall for the Broncos. Broncos led 6-0 going into heavyweight. In heavyweight, it was Ella Sad versus Makeda Stordahl. And Stordahl, returning state place, winner placed third last year at the state tournament for Bismarck Century. Sad for the Broncos, secured that first takedown. Had a really nice trip on, little snap down and a trip on Stordahl. And she led 3-0 after that first period. But then Stordahl came back with the win by fall in the second. Tied things up at 6 apiece. 100 pounds. It was Melina Rebsum for the Broncos wrestling Taylor Cleary. Rebsum with a number of takedowns. I have her for, I think, 6 takedowns in that match. She was up big, 18-8 after the second period. Came back with the third period fall in 4:44. Broncos were able to grab the lead back momentarily as they led 12-6, going into 106 pounds. But this is where the Bismarck Century gave a lot of steam. Broncos look pretty tough on their feet. They're securing some takedowns in these later matches. Here, Scout Frederick scored first with a takedown in the first period. Or scored the opening points with a takedown. But then Vivian Backer came back and won by fall with at the 3:16 mark of her second period. That tied things up at 12 apiece. Going into 112 pounds, Ella Wald came out and took Maddie Crellin from feet to back, and with the first period pin, put Bismarck Century up for good. Scores 18-12 going into 118 pounds, and it was Sydney Huber, returning state qualifier last year at 100 pounds for Bismarck Century. She pinned Arlie Romerman in the first period. And that was 24-12, and it was all Bismarck Century after that as Gabriella Huffaker won by fall over Presley Johnson for the Broncos. 130 pounds here with your Olson Accounting recap. Both weight classes were open. 136, the Broncos picked up 6 more points. It was 30-18. As Schwab received a forfeit for the Lisbon. 142 was Veda Carmel versus Paige Spamer. Spamer, returning state place winner for Bismarck Century, placed 8th last year at 170 pounds. Wrestling 142. And she won by a first period pin over Veda Carblum. Century up big after that, 36-18. Both teams are open at 148. Then another 6 points on the board at 155 pounds for those 42 points with Bismarck Century as they received a forfeit from the Broncos at 155 for Addie Grensrick. And then 170, our final match of the night, with Ada Carblum and Bernita Myers. It was Carblum, the winner by fall in the first period for the Broncos, and 106 over Bernita Myers to close out your duels. And your final duel score is 42-24 with your Olson Accounting recap. So with this Lillian Oster versus Gwen Kostelecki post-limb match here at 190 pounds, we're going to step away and take another word from our sponsors and come back for Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel in our Agassiz Precision Egg move of the match on yourliveevent.com.
At Stock Growers Bank in Lisbon, let them turn your dreams into reality and help watch them grow. Loan Officer Wyatt Smith will give you a tailored solution to fit your unique requests. From farming, buying a new home, or investing in your future, he has you covered. Stock Growers Bank celebrating 125 years of banking in your local communities. For more information, call Wyatt at 701-683-5000. Stock Growers Bank, where your success is their top priority. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. In today's
All right, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com as we're broadcasting to you live from our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth inside the Lisbon Armory, the old gymnasium, or the Omni, whichever you like to call it. Your Stock Growers Bank is your small town bank, a big-time partner with the Stock Growers mobile app. Experience banking at fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank in here so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lenders. We're broadcasting you all season and our basketball games this evening also from our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth, those over in the main gymnasium. Just kind of looking at our Enbridge Energy players of the game and our Agassiz Precision Egg move of the match. Your Agassiz Precision Egg move of the match going to Ava Carblum of the Lisbon Broncos. So she'll be a recipient of our Agassiz Precision Egg move of the match at 170 pounds, closing out the duo for the Broncos with the pin at 170 pounds over Bernita Myers for Bismarck Century. So Veda Carblum, your Precision Egg move of the match here with the winner by fall, as she was able to take Bernita Myers down in that first period and close out the duel for the Broncos with a win. Broncos going down with the final score 42-14, or 42-24 on your Bank North scoreboard. Life takes energy from Enbridge, Agassiz Precision Egg, your local precision planning dealer, AgassizPrecisionEgg.com in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119. Visit plannerdoc.com. So Ava Carblum is your Agassiz Precision Egg move of the match. And then your Enbridge Energy player of the duel, or wrestler of the duel, goes to Vivian Backer for Bismarck Century. So Backer here at 106 pounds, taken down by Scout Fredericks in the first period. And Fredericks led at 6-1 going into the second, but Backer was able to secure a takedown and eventually turn Fredericks over. And that led to 4 consecutive pins, counting Backer's pin over Scout Fredericks, and that blew open the duel in favor of Bismarck Century, because after that, that momentum, and sometimes that's all it takes is that spark in a duel. And the momentum went right over to Bismarck Century as they picked up 4 pins after the win by Vivian Backer over Scout Frederick. So she is your Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel. Life takes energy from Enbridge. Energy for life, Enbridge.com for career opportunities. So that was your Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel, going out to Vivian Backer of Bismarck Century. The Broncos and Bismarck Century both active tomorrow. Heading over to the Border Brawl in Ashley Wishick country. And if you do get over there and happen to get into Wishick, you have to get some of that Wishick sausage over there. All I can say is that's just good stuff. So take advantage of your time over there. But we will sign off. We're heading over to the Lisbon Gymnasium as we will have the boys and girls basketball games, the GOAT games. Girls play for Lindland, the boys play for Red Knob. And you can catch those games on yourliveevent.com. But we'll sign off here from our Stock Growers Brink broadcast booth and head over to the gymnasium for tonight's contest between the Enderlin Eagles and the Lisbon Broncos in boys and girls basketball on yourliveevent.com.